Welcome back to another WoW video. Today we'll be going over 8 weekly / daily things that will make you gold. These are 100% ways to get raw and auction house gold. Following this will actually get you extra gold you need to spend on that long boy or anything else you're going for. To sweeten the pot, it will only take 4 to 5 hours a week or less to do. Before we get into that, if this type of video is not for you, make sure to check out the last video covering 2 great spots for Rubbery flanks and the start of the cooking week. Okay, so a few things we need to go over. The list assumes you are 120, working towards rep, have Navitar open, have the old god zones open, plus alchemy as a profession on at least one toon. If you have this all, then you are set for this video. If not, I would ask you to go do this on one of your toons and get to that point what I just listed. You're going to get more gold if you do that compared to if you didn't have some of these requirements. Now, I will show you the minimum that I got through all of this, not the max, because realistically, the minimum is always what you're going to get compared to the max. Also will increase your gold making here by a lot for a little time. With that, let's get into the weekly things. Alright guys, so the first thing on our list is going to be Emissaries. They give you about 2k raw gold per emissary if it's up at that time. I've seen an average of 1 or 2 times a week is going to be up for Elite Alliance or Horde. Don't get me wrong, Horde gets a lot more of these gold values, and if you don't believe me, go check out the Horde. Sometimes they get like 3 or 4 a week, which is all RNG based, but I will say right now that the average is 1 to 2, which we're going to be going off of. Now, I do want to say right now that it's going to take you 8 minutes to finish Navitar Emissaries, and it's going to take you about 5 minutes to finish non-Navitar because it's so much easier. Make sure to always target gold missions, and also too as well missions that can get done within a couple seconds or a couple, like maybe a minute or 2 minutes at the most, because honestly you don't want to be there all day. Now the world quest from this is actually going to be added is about 253. That's just an example. I'm just using an example, and the reason why I'm using an example and it's not going to be added to my total is because if you do world quest gold while you're finishing these up, you're going to add these to your 2k raw gold, which is about 2,253, and just using an example. And honestly, this can add up over time. You really need to do this because this is something that is going to be nerfed in the future. Remember guys, whenever pre-patch comes out, that's it. You're not going to be able to get 2k raw gold per emissary, maybe just for a little bit, but once Shadowlands hits, they're going to nerf that to the ground to the point where, hey, you can't come back and do this, because they did the exact same thing in Legion. Now, I will say that's it for the emissaries. Let me know in the comments below how often you do this on your ults when it's up. I honestly do it with every single ult I can do it with, and you know, just free gold is really, really great. Now, let's get into the second one. The next thing on our list is going to be very simple to do, is every week on reset and every 3 days after that, and you're lucky if you do get more than actually 4k. Now that's going to be the old god zone completes. Now these do give 2k per zone, not always 100%. Now I've been doing some studying on this over the past few weeks, and it shows that the side that actually has the portal that goes to the vision will always give you 2k raw gold. You still have a chance to get another 2k from the other side, but it's not 100% like I said. But I will say that the obelisk side is always a negative. I have done the obelisk side so many times with ults, I never got 2k. Now I will say right now, for the other 3-part zones, they always gave me either a 2k or I didn't get me one, but the other ult got one. So there's a chance to get up to 4k, but we will be going off of 2k, which I am nowhere saying that you cannot get 2k from obelisk. I just saying I never got it from there, and it's just my luck that I don't get it from there. Now I will say right now, still do every single one of them. You have a chance to get 2k per, but let's actually go off of the minimum, which would be 2k, because you're automatically going to get it 2k per week just by doing this, with it taking about 17 minutes. I will say right now, that's me just waiting for things to spawn, me not actually going looking for stuff. So if you're faster than I am, you have things set to there like your Hearthstone and so forth, yeah, you're going to get this way faster done because there's so many people doing it. It's very easy to do, very easy to kill the last guy you need to kill, and boom, you turn in and your rep goes up too as well. Alright guys, so this next one is going to be rep paragons, and this is something that's going to take you time, and then honestly it might take you the whole week just to get to this. Now the average is going to be 1 per week, going to be anywhere from 3 to 4k raw gold, if not more. It all depends on RNG. This varies big time guys, but I will say right now that new players, if you're just starting, this is going to be something hard to actually get to. We just had a whole rep thing that went on, an event and everything like that, so yeah, I do apologize if this does not help you at all. But the players who are actually been farming rep, there's so many things you can do. You can do Navitar, which is the easiest thing to do in the game when it comes to rep. Literally, if you do everything Navitar every day, you're going to make the 10k per week. And honestly, if you use contracts, it's going to even help you a lot more. Now, I do want to say right now, in Merc, and when I call it Merc, it's actually Mechagon, is going to be 5,950 rep per week, which is not bad. If you had stuff like the Dark Moon Fairy or double rep or something that actually increases your rep, this would actually make it to the point where you can do 10k per week. But I want to say right now that with the event that just passed, we might not see a rep thing for a little bit. Who knows? We're actually going to check out the calendar in the near future. I will say right now that when August comes, you'll have a Dark Moon Fairy buff again. So you're going to want to do that and come here and do all the world quests with Mech or Navitar. And the reason why I say Navitar, because Navitar has so many things you can do for rep. It's just crazy. And honestly, Navitar rep actually pops up a lot. And when I say that is because first off is the world quest and then the emissaries. And honestly too as well, whenever you get like crab legs and so forth and give it to your followers, it gives you a hefty sum of rep from that too as well. So you're looking at a lot of stuff that a lot of the rep can't give you in other zones. This is why I suggest you use contracts on Navitar, because honestly you'll get a lot more rep from there compared to any other zone. Now with that, let's actually get into the next thing. Talking about Navitar, you can actually go in there every day and do anything from 200 to 1k raw gold per day. It all depends on RNG of World Quest, but whenever you see those big guys up, you know, elites that she sends out, now there's not a lot of them, they're probably just one of them, and if you defeat it, you get about 300 to 400 gold, something like that. That's going to get you a hefty sum and add it towards your Navitar gold. There's been times when I saw 1,300, 1,200 gold there, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It takes about 7 minutes to do, and honestly, it's something that you would actually want to go do every day if you can, because you got to remember, guys, everything's going to be nerfed a pre-patch or of the release of Shadowlands. Alright guys, so the next thing is going to be very simple, and I want to say right now this is going to be basically using alchemy. And the reason why I say that is because you could actually transmute into a bag of anchorweed. This is something that I think you should be doing, or you should have been doing this whole time. And honestly, I did a video a while back that showed you, hey, you can still sell this, and it still sells to this day about 30 to 40 per anchorweed. And I want to say right now that an average week is going to give you 2,100 gold per week on one tune, which is not bad when every day you just have to log on under a minute. You're going to do a transmute and boom, you're done. You get about 70 a week, and on 10 tunes, imagine how much you can actually get. That's 700 per week, and you're going to be making a good amount. I always sell mine still as well. Maybe it's not as much, but it's free gold for you just standing there. Yes, you might say, how much are the herbs? Herbs are dirt cheap, literally dirt cheap, and you can actually make this. So with that said, guys, let me know in the comments below if you are making this or you're doing this still to this day. The last thing we're going to be talking about is 6, 7, 8, which is a looking for raids, and these looking for raids are actually going to be very simple to do. They're going to be WAD, Mr. Panda, and Legion. All of them can actually be Hearth to them. Now, except for Mr. Panda, which you can actually get a gate, and boom, you can actually get there real quick. It's not that hard to do, guys. All these are very simple. No need to go anywhere else once you're there. And honestly, you want to skip the one wing bosses, because if you do, you won't get locked out of these. Some of these will get you locked out fast if you do the one wing bosses, and a lot of people make that mistake. They do the one wing bosses, and then boom, they're locked out, and they're like, well, I couldn't do all that you said, and so forth. Now with that, I will say right now that looking for raid Legion is a little bit harder than Mr. Panda and WAD, but that's just because it's newer. And honestly, if you get to 380 or 400 eye level, you're really good, and you can actually go in there and do it. It's very simple to do, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you do this every week. Honestly, it's one of the things you need to do if you don't do any other raids. If you do this, it will take you a total of 4 hours and 41 minutes, and you will obtain a minimum of 32,545 gold. That is the minimum. That's me going off the lowest I can get. If you actually get lucky, or if you actually are more efficient, you will get up to 40k plus a week. Now, the time doing this will be throughout the week, okay? So don't feel like you have to do it all at once. This is something that you could do throughout the week and don't have to worry about it. But please remember, things like emissaries and old god zones have timers. To max gold, you want to complete those first and actually get the others later. Also remember that RNG plays a big role in anything you do for gold or any items or so forth in the game, which I hope RNG is actually being looked at a lot more in Shadowlands. According to what we read, they are looking at RNG for a lot of things, so let's hope they actually pinpoint gold to as well. Here's a bonus thing that you could do weekly for your followers. If you actually go to the table and do your follower quest, you get anywhere from 2,724 gold to 3,000 a week. And guys, again, is RNG. I can't say that you're going to get that much. You might have quests that never give you that. I have a lot of gold quests that pop up on my table, so I do that every day I see them. With that, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and everybody who watched this far. Also, a big thank you to my patrons. Y'all guys with that extra mile, and honestly, I want to thank you so much for doing that. Also, too, as well, if you want to become a Patreon, the link will be in the description and in the comment section. And we give care packages every month, including pets, mounts, and more. Make sure to check out my Patreon for a lot of goodies. With that, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe and comment, and as always, stay stashy.